see somebody?
Yeah. So I went to see my doctor.
What'd they say?
They were like, "You're fine." I'm like, "Okay, but my
Getting
ball."
old?
No, but that can't be it. They were like, "You can go see a urologist if it keeps acting up." And here's my problem: it won't bother me for days. Those days when it's not bothering me, I'm not calling to get it looked at. You know what I mean? It's just out of. I'm like, all right, it must be away, and then it'll come back, and it'll be like 8:30 at night or something, and then I call and it's closed, and then I'm like, and then the next day I'm supposed to call, but it won't hurt, and I don't call.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Just me being lazy. But yeah, they did tests and they said that they couldn't see anything wrong. Like if you want to go see a urologist, you can. But even the doctor was like, they're gonna do basically what we did, you know, pee in this, you know. They took a blood test, pee test, and they said I was fine. And then they're like, go see a urologist. I feel like it might be hernia though, because I was at the gym.
That's what the only thing I could think. Keeps coming, poking it, going and poking in, poking out.
Yeah, and I was at the gym today doing a little deadlift, and my ball started hurting. I don't know if it's related, you know, but the ball thing comes and goes. So
yeah, it's probably a hernia.
Yeah, I've had one before. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they had to do surgery. Yeah, they did the laparoscopic surgery. You know, where to do the 3 little cuts.
I don't even know what that means.
Have you heard of that? The laparoscopic?
No.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Tight.
Oh yeah. Hey, welcome back. Hey, can you guys subscribe for fuck's sake? Can you guys subscribe? It's the only thing that makes Mike feel anything.
Seriously.
Nah, but we love you, and it's free. Hit the button. Please subscribe. You know, you could share, comment. You could also hit other buttons. Any buttons you hit will be helpful. If you don't like it, say you don't like it. Comment on there. Say this shit's trash, you know? But just press the buttons. They're free.
If you're really bored, set up a bot farm.
Yeah. Why are none of you guys love us or not?
Yeah.
You guys not setting up large-scale language models?
God, don't do that.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
They say that's half the internet anyway.
Yeah. I just, like, after all these AI videos, I'm like, oh,
The dead
I
internet.
believe it now.
The dead internet.
Only
thing?
because, like, and I think the whole ruse is, like, so sad that they're doing, like, oh, if the hands are fucked up, it's fake. It's like,
Hold on. What? Oh.
like, come, that's what you want us to think. So when there is a fucking guy on the internet and you see his hand, you're like, oh, that has to be real.
Right.
Because if it was fake, his hands would be fucked up.
Yeah, they figured the hand
Come
thing out.
on, you know what I mean?
They figured the hand thing out.
They got full fucking movie trailers and they're
Right.
like, but the hands are fucked. It's like, come on.
Full influencers, full rappers, you know? Full, not just the sound, right?
Yeah.
I've seen on World Star, like, videos.
I saw a video, it was Doughboy featuring Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap's in federal prison. They just had Fetty Wap in the video.
Looking real.
Looking real.
Yeah.
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 It's just, but his hands.
Yeah,
his hands.
like, people be like, AI sucks. It makes 6 fingers. Oh, I'm AI.
Well,
Like,
do
it's
you
like-
remember that Will Smith video of him eating spaghetti?
Yes.
That was only like 2 years ago.
I know. Yeah, no, it's weird.
Yeah.
And then, you know, obviously that, you know, it's crazy. I feel like how many episodes have we done, you and I specifically, for years?
Years.
'Cause, dude, years. It's like next World War's coming. You know, it's just like there's this like I just feel
Cycle.
like
But
it's
that's how
never
you
ending.
know it's never ending.
Yeah, I know. Someone was talking to me recently. He said, I'm not pro-war, but it is kind of cool to see what my taxes are going to when he's seen the bombs, right?
Uh-huh.
And I said, I'm so frustrated by it that it's hard for me to see the funny in it right this moment. And he said, well, what are you frustrated by? Fair question. And I'm like, just the fact that there's war, period, in 2025. And he said to me, it's never going to stop.
No.
I think I know that. I
Right.
can still be frustrated. It's not like I can't leave the house. Or
Well, that's
like,
the frustrating part.
huh? Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm
That's the
frustrated.
frustrating
yes,
part.
exactly. I'm like,
Just
I'm
give
frustrated
up.
at
Yeah,
war. He's like,
yeah.
well, I ain't going to stop. I'm like, that's the frustration.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's the frustrating part.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, especially when it's the same blueprint as when we were kids. It's the
Right.
same blueprint.
Yeah, it's crazy.
These
And
brown
look-
people have nuclear weapons.
That's another
You-
thing. They haven't even changed the script up
Yeah,
too much.
it's so ignorant. It's like, damn, they don't even care to
These
change it up.
These brown people
It's the same-
are gonna hurt us.
Yes, they hate us. They're gonna hurt us.
And we don't even know what nuclear means.
And they need a
just
new
keep-
regime. They need to be liberated.
We need to help the people there
Yeah.
too. Not only are they the enemy and they're gonna hurt us, but we want to help them too.
It's the same script.
Mm.
This one was like more egregious because the people that they get to check, you know, so there's a treaty within countries about nuclear weapons. Like, that's one of those smart things that,
Yeah.
you know, everyone came up with. This is way too fucking destructive. We have a treaty, open policy, and you guys coming in and checking. Which you can still hide your shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like a open policy. Come in and check. You can check. Iran is in that agreement. Trump's people went and checked. They don't have anything. Literally in March, press conference that our intelligence found out they don't have anything. Fucking Israel, who's been saying this. There's videos of them saying this since the 90s. 2 weeks. Iran's 2 weeks away from having nuclear weapons. I mean, it's literally you can find 1992
saying the same shit,
saying the same exact fucking
crazy
thing about Israel being weeks away from having a nuclear weapon. The same thing. They've been pushing this narrative for
well, it does
long.
make sense. I will say that, like, I didn't want to get in politics right away, but here we are. We'll move on.
I mean, it's a talk of the week.
I know. It's just like, unfortunately, I can't get online without seeing World War III memes,
right.
which are still funny.
They're all great.
You know, they still slap. It's historical. It goes, like you said, it's the same rhetoric. Did you watch the Ted Cruz Tucker Carlson?
Yes,
bro.
Someone compared it to me. They're like, because someone was like,
"Yeah, this."
No, someone goes, "Do I like Tucker Carlson?" They're like, It's like watching. It's like not being a fan of Golden State and getting to watch him play on Team USA. It's like I can finally root for this guy because everyone hates Ted Cruz.
Right.
Hate Ted Cruz that
Right.
much.
Yes.
When you see this guy that you really was never on your team or
Right.
you never liked, own somebody else.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well,
You're like, I can root for him. Oh, he's not that bad. Oh, that guy is actually.
Here's the thing.
I get it now.
Yes.
I get it now.
I agree. I hate how people are like, you know, who dunked on whose side do you have? It's like they both suck. Let's get something out of the way.
Yeah.
They both are douchebags, right? And also Tucker's doing that verbal jujitsu. Did you see any of these clips?
No.
So it was pretty big. It's on Tucker Carlson's thing. He's got a big audience, whatever. Ted Cruz has something in politics, right? That's all I knew.
He's a senator.
I didn't even know that. Senator from Texas.
Yeah.
So that's
well,
I found
no, he's
that
a
out.
senator in the government, but he used to be
A representative of Texas or something.
the mayor.
Oh, okay. So some politics.
Or governor.
Shit. Right.
Something.
He's a part of our politics.
Yeah.
You know,
and Texas hates him because remember when Texas got like the weirdest fucking weather and it was like all cold
yeah.
and their power grids went down? He flew to Cancun. Like, so like the people of Texas don't really fuck with him. People just think he's like a warmonger, and if you watch the interview, you're like,
well, here's why. This is what I was going to say about it being historical. They get into this like, and Tucker Carlson's such a cunt too. He does this like, he's very good at talking. I mean, he's a very good talker. So he does this verbal jujitsu where he's like, you know, Ted Cruz is obviously talking about how the U.S. needs to attack Iran more or less, you know, thanks to Israel, because of Israel. And Tucker Carlson's like, how many people does Iran have in it? And Ted Cruz is like, well, I don't know. And why does that matter? And Tucker Carlson's like, you want to topple their government? You don't know how many people they have there? It's just like, he's like picking these certain facts.
That he knows.
Yeah. And then Ted
that
Cruz,
he researched.
And then Ted Cruz goes, I don't know, what's the population? And Tucker Carlson's like, 92 or whatever he says.
92 million.
Well, there you go. You know what I mean? Well, now I know. And it's like, it didn't
But that
change
is,
anything.
I feel like that's not even like the craziest fact.
It's not.
I knew that.
It's not that crazy.
I knew that.
It's not that crazy.
Because that point has been made before. It's like, this is a lot of people.
Oh, right.
And you're trying to do a regime change. This situation's a little different.
Right.
There's 90 million people.
You should.
That one was like, okay.
Yeah,
But when he's like, what's the ethnic breakup of
I
Palestine?
know. And so that's when you could tell he was playing the game, right? But
the first one, I was like, yeah, that's legit.
This is
even I know that. I'm an electrician.
Right.
Local 26.
Right. This was where, in my opinion, Ted Cruz not only like lost, but lost all credibility forever, right? And you probably know what I'm going to get at. But he says, in dead serious, Mike, this is 2025. This happened like a week ago. Dead serious, Tucker Carlson's asking him, he's like, what is your obsession with Israel? You said back here that, you know, you wanted to defend Israel, you know, before you signed into Congress, right? And Ted Cruz, not even joking, Mike, he looks at him and he's like, I don't know about you, Tucker. He said, but when I was a kid in Sunday school, in the Bible, it said, those who show favor to Israel will be blessed. And it's like, bro, are you kidding me? I thought it was like I thought it was AI. I thought it was like a, you know, because that's a satirical. That's a joke, right? The reason I'm so staunch on defending this is because of this old religious text. This is the same thing as people getting mad at Islam for following their book.
Well,
but
this guy's playing a character.
This book.
He's playing a character. He's in a suit with cowboy boots on.
It's crazy. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's already playing a character.
Yeah.
It's just gross.
Yeah, man. Just to bring in old religious texts, you know, there's supposed to be the separation between church and state, and we demonize other places for not.
Right.
And then yet it's like, well, we're a Christian nation.
And he's like, you know, there's other people on
Sunday
both
school.
sides.
You brought
Yeah.
up Sunday school, bro. I had to pause it. I'm just like, wait a minute. He's for real.
Yeah.
that's driving your policy. That's sketchy.
Nah, it was very sketchy. It's just it is interesting to see. Now they separated like the right wing. It's like woke right and regular right.
Oh, they have. I didn't hear about the subsections.
I think the woke right is like anti-war, anti-Israel, blah blah blah.
Marjorie, the lady with the green 3 names.
Yeah.
The white lady with the 3 names.
Yeah.
Who said she's Republican, but she said Trump. We she turned on Trump because she said I don't want to be in war.
Yeah, those are
they're like,
that's
you're
the
a
woke. They're
traitor.
like Candace Owens
Right.
or the woke right.
Mm.
And now there's like, a
The
battle
sleepy
and
right.
fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it's.
Did you see Trump's thing when he was like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate the. I
love
appreciate.
the F word.
Yes.
I love that he says fuck there.
Yes.
I really do because
Me
that's,
too. I
that's
did
not
too.
very becoming of a presidential person or whatever. But like that's where it's at. That's
Neither
where it's at.
is. We did a peace treaty. A part of the peace treaty is that you got to stop killing each other. And see, even those things don't make sense to me. Like, what are we fucking doing? So I went to work and
What are we doing?
And the apprentice I work with was
Drop
like,
bombs and we're like, now's the time for peace.
the irony,
too.
the irony,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But my coworker's like, did you see those bombs we dropped? It was pretty fucking sweet, wasn't
That's
it?
kind of what my buddy was saying.
And
yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
cool looking. I'm
I'm
like,
like, I guess,
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like, and they try to get us back, but our anti-missiles blocked them. And then you come to find out it was a show of retaliation, but he
Yeah.
told Trump,
yeah, they let him know.
why are we wasting all this fucking money?
It's literally a show. It's literally
It's a fucking show.
bro.
But then to go, okay, but we have to let each of these teams that are killing each other carry out their missions, and then the peace treaty starts.
Bro, it's unbelievable.
So then what Israel did was they dropped like 200 fucking, they just dropped like 200.
Duh.
I'm exaggerating, but they dropped a bunch of fucking bombs,
Because they got the okay.
which because they were completing their mission.
Okay, so that's
So
what.
then
Okay, I didn't know
Iran was
this.
like, fuck that, I'm going to
Duh.
do something. And then that's why Trump's like, you two are kids. To him, he's like, this is fucking childish.
And then I seen
You
someone
two
comment on that you just got played, Trump. That's what the problem was. You know what I mean? So there's different.
Well,
I think
that's
Ebro.
another thing.
That was Ebro, I think.
Well, that's another thing. It's like, no matter what Trump does, he has his people. Nobody will admit, like, okay, maybe he's out of his league.
Yeah.
Like, so the first time, I don't know how true this is. I would like to believe that Trump is just savvy. But the first time Israel attacked Iran, Trump was, he was tweeting, talking about a peace treaty between them, and Iran was on board, and Israel said they were on board. Well,
Liars.
Israel then snuck in and bombed Iran, and Trump was like, "This was part of our plan. We were baiting you with a peace treaty, so you had your guard down, so Israel could attack." Wild, right?
Yeah.
So then if Iran is all these things that propaganda told us they are, then why the fuck after that happened they came back now again?
Yeah.
To do the same peace treaty,
That's what I'm saying.
only for Israel to do
and
some
that's why,
slimy
and
shit.
That's why to even
and
wait,
then after they do it, go,
Bro.
all right, peace treaty starts now.
And that's why to weigh in on it, other than what we're doing, going like, dude, who the fuck knows? You
Exactly.
know, if you're actually weighing in on it, bro, it's almost like patronizing. It's like you
People that think they know exactly
that
what's
unequivocally
going
know
on.
what's going on. But foreign policy, you know how sticky that shit is and complex. That's 4D chess on
Right.
levels that you wouldn't understand. You know, levels that we would have no clue about.
Yeah, when they're talking about like Candace Owens is just like,
She's a fucking loony.
but it's like what she's doing.
Mhm.
The only thing that's weird now is that she's part of this woke right that's like, this war's fucking stupid. Trump, pull out of it. You're doing Israel's bidding. And now she's starting to question, people are starting to question why Trump's doing Israel's bidding so bad.
Mhm.
And there's a rumor with like,
They run us. That's a
their
big
foreign
rumor.
policy came through Jeff Epstein.
Oh well, he was Mossad.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was right through Israel, and that was the black.
So then there's people are like, we keep doing their bidding, even though even Trump's base is like, we don't want no parts of this. I'm talking about like Steve Bannon, like people that some people would consider deplorable, like we don't want this war because like you said, like we're still doing this with the same script as the last time. Like nobody
and look,
wants
I
this.
work for a warmonger. I mean, I work for
Yeah, right.
like
You profit-
That's
this
what
is profit for you.
war. Yeah, the
This
death.
is one of the reasons that happens.
Yeah.
You know, this is big business.
Oh, exactly. That you can't separate
big
that.
business,
You
yes.
can't separate that.
Cannot at all.
If it wasn't, there would be less of it. Period.
World peace. Who you gonna sell the guns to?
Who are we gonna sell all these bombs to?
And it's not just the bombs. It's
Invest
the
in
research and the
yes.
investment.
Invest in drone stocks.
Missiles
Here's
and
your
all that
financial
stuff.
advice. This is actual legal financial advice from Najee Thrash. If you guys invest in drone stocks, you'll be rich. Your kids will be rich. They'll eat for centuries. I think
If you
that's
had
the
a
next
rap
big one.
name, what would it be?
Rap name? Something like Lil Homo or something like. Probably just in time. You know, nothing fancy.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, just in time.
I just
why? Where
real
the fuck
quick,
did that come from?
I was just for some
It's
reason
way better than politics.
I know, but like sometimes when people come up with like Easy the Block Captain, I'm like, you couldn't have came up with something more concise.
Easy the Block Captain is a bad name.
This is just a bad name. But that's what I had to say.
Yeah, have you heard his battle raps?
No, I hear about him more outside of battle raps.
Yeah, it's
than
because
inside
of the
battle
Remy
raps.
Ma and Papoose shit. All right, let's not black it out too much.
Yeah,
We'll
my
wait
bad,
till
man.
30, 40 minutes.
You gotta wait, yeah. They're locked in on the politics.
Yeah,
Let's
YouTube
sound
algorithm
smart.
doesn't like if you get too black within 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Let's sound smart about the Israel stuff.
I mean, one last thing real quick about
Yeah.
the Israel shit, because I looked up when I saw that, we had announced we did the strikes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was AI in it, right? I'm like, all right, so are we at war? Did we declare war? Right?
Mm-hmm.
We said, hey, we bombed this place, right? So I asked it.
Well, the first thing was we're occupying their skies.
Sure.
That was when I was like, oh, there's something's about to happen.
Yes.
You can't just occupy sky.
No. But
could you imagine if Iran tweeted we're occupying the U.S. sky? You know what I mean?
Occupied as dick.
Yeah,
That
right.
Chinese spy balloon did for a little bit.
Yeah, but they didn't. Also, what's up with the government's tweeting?
Dude, the CIA, the idea of the CIA retweeting stuff. Imagine the CIA just likes one of your tweets from 4 years ago, bro. I'm out of here.
Yeah, like the White House Instagram, like let them cook, and it's a picture of Donald Trump. It's like, can we be more serious?
Wait a minute, did they?
Yes.
So okay, that's the joke in my head. Is that type of tweeting? So it's hilarious that it's already there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they're gonna start using the lingo and being like,
that's what I'm saying. It's
right?
Like, we
so
get what you're trying to right.
But when it's so see through, that's pandering. It's the same thing as everything going rainbow all month, But I just looked up.
Kneeling in the dashikis.
Dude, that's untoppable, probably.
Untoppable.
If we can get a picture of that.
Identity politics, that picture.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was great. 2020 was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, it's all like out of a movie. It's what I'm saying. It gets so.
Couldn't know. We wouldn't believe this.
It's
script.
too
but we
crazy.
do have it already. It's that one movie, Idiocracy.
Idiocracy.
It's literally. I watched that movie. I'm like, because I watched it recently. I'm like, oh, this is this is real. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. And now multiply that. But so we're not at war, Mike. We're not at war. We're just dropping bombs on other countries. But we're not at war.
Yeah, no one died.
And we're not. And even if they did, we're not at war because we were at war in And if you ask me, Afghanistan, Iraq. But I said, when's the last time we declared war? 41, 1941. So all of the people that have been in the military and been in operations and died and
they said
not war
with the war of Afghanistan. They said on national TV, this is gonna be a walk in the park. We're gonna be in and out.
Yeah, and it's just
20 years later.
And the reason they don't declare it war is because then they're able to go around the old, it's like paperwork stuff. If you declare war, you have to A, B, then C, and wait for D. And then, but if you just go, we're doing these military operations because they're going on constantly. So it's just like
the fifth.
I don't think that we'll ever actually declare war again because you'll just keep doing this stuff. There's like never ending this bullshit. But we really should get into. I mean, look. There's two big clashes going on right now. It's Israel, Iran, right? It's Liver King and Joe Rogan.
You said who?
Liver King Joe Rogan.
Okay, what did you? I seen the videos you sent me, and I knew they were important to watch, but they were so hard to get through because they're so strange.
Did you watch the long one? Did you finish
the second one?
Did you watch the whole thing?
The second one, I did.
Okay, just as long as you watch one of them in its entirety, you can get how crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the comments were freaking me out. They're like, he keeps saying he's talking to his family, but he hadn't put it on his family one time.
It's weird. So
what is he like?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Let me in white culture.
Yeah. Dude, this has been so good.
This is my favorite part of this podcast.
I know. I get some of yours, you get some of mine, and then we pretend we know about politics. Hell yeah, like the good old days. Yeah. Dude, sometimes I'll get a fucking time hop or whatever. It's like 8 years ago. No, new episode out.
I'm
like,
too.
God damn. Yeah, people have been not giving a fuck about us for a long time. Liver King, we remember, is the guy who turned himself into something other than human in a barbaric way. He was he eating raw testicle. He got really big. Did you watch the doc?
Yes.
Okay, great doc.
Yes.
I liked it.
It was a good doc.
They did a little doc, not great. It was good. Untold Story of the Liver King, or the Untold Truth, or whatever.
All those Untolds are great.
Yeah.
If
So,
you watch
it's
any-
the same. That's that same. Okay.
Yeah, they break down like mostly sports culture.
Okay. I didn't know if it was the exact same
They
one.
did. You got to watch the one with Brett Favre.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
Did they got one on Aaron Rodgers yet?
Yep.
Do
They
they?
got one on
I think I
Aaron
heard about that one.
Rodgers. Johnny Manziel one is good.
No, that would be.
They got one for Mouse in the Palace.
Oh, I think I watched that one. That one was
Yeah.
tight.
Mike Vick. Do that? They might have Mike Vick. They probably have Mike Vick. I know they have Allen Iverson. But
Vicks
yeah,
would, Vicks would be spicy.
They're basically the drama in the sports world.
Right.
And like they happen when you're younger, so maybe you didn't take it as much, but it's like detailed breakdown
That's
of
what's
things
fun.
that you were familiar with.
But not actually in the know.
Yes.
So Liver King was the guy who was eating a bunch of raw testicles and liver.
Mm.
He talked about the ancestral tenets, right? Which is like getting your feet on the ground, bare feet on the ground to ground, getting sunlight, eating liver. There was just certain things, whatever. His message wasn't that bad, if you really looked at what it was. But he
It was positive.
Yes. He was so cringy in that he was like,
I'm all natural.
I'm full natural. Liver King does this. And It was just like bizarre, but you couldn't turn away. He like took the world by storm because he hired the PR team and they like created this image. Well, all that went away because he used to say it was natural, completely natural. He's fucking juiced to his absolute gills. I mean, the guy his abs, like one of his abs is like the size of my face,
Yeah.
It's like, it's weird looking how strong. You've seen him.
Yeah.
He looks, it's
Skin couldn't be any tighter.
yeah, it looks so.
It's gonna pop.
Right.
It's like, oh, you're
Yeah.
trying to be more unhealthy by getting that big? Because it's like, and the
he just
veins.
looks bloated and
No, it looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You don't look healthy.
No.
But he turned himself into this larger than life creature. Got a PR team behind him to start doing social media content. Took off like a fucking rocket because he really was a maniac in the way that he really trained like a motherfucker, really did all those things. But for whatever reason, not for whatever reason, that's the problem. I was going to say for whatever reason he said he was natural, but
Yeah.
not for whatever reason.
Not for
He
because
said-
it's part of the narrative.
because what was the narrative? Sell this supplement.
Sell the supplement.
That's where it got
Yes.
shady because he was selling supplements, the liver supplements and stuff, right? And he was like, I don't take anything. He's like, all I do is lick liver and
So
eat.
Jared Fogle all over again.
Yeah.
As if he
Exactly.
lost weight.
Lost
eating
weight
sandwiches.
because
The whole time he was
ate
just
Subway.
molesting
Oh,
the
just
kids.
walking eating sandwiches.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
walking in, eating fucking $15,000.
It's funny to bring up Jared
1,500
Fogel's
calories
name
for
and not
lunch.
molestation.
Oh, jeez.
That's the
Yeah.
worst thing he did was lie about that weight thing. That Jared Fogle. That's the thing people really put a tarnish on his name. I think, from what I remember, we got to get it untold. I don't remember the whole
That
thing.
shit did trick me though. I was getting chicken bacon ranch with
Oh, with that
the
fake
cheesy
chicken,
bread,
with
the
that
cheese-
fake chicken.
with the cheesy bread. Like, yeah, it's my healthy option.
The healthy option kills me, and they do it with everything, like the acai bowls.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean a bowl of dessert?
right.
It's sherbet with bananas, honey, peanut butter. It's like, this is dessert.
Nutella, yeah.
This is dessert.
This
and
is
you just
dessert.
got, bitches in their fucking,
Workout clothes.
bitches in there. I was trying to think of a name of one. In their Lululemon, at like a
Aloe.
cart, at an acai cart in Severna Park, after their yoga. It's like you're literally eating dessert. But the Liver King, he went on Joe Rogan, did all these podcasts, said that he was natural. Obviously, the internet's the internet,
Right.
and they found out that he's not natural. He's actually like
Not-
on like a
Was
$10,000
that
regimen.
the,
No more plates.
Yeah, was
more
that
plates, more
him
dates.
that
Yep.
exposed him?
Mhm.
Yeah, that guy does that a lot.
More plates, more dates. Found out that he had these emails talking about his blood work, and what he was on, yada yada yada. So it got released. He, I think, originally tried to deny, and then said, "All right, we did it, yada yada yada." I
Yeah.
lied. His whole empire kind of crumbled. He mentally he kind of crumbled. Well,
Because here's the thing about the internet now. It's not just it comes out and like Entertainment Tonight runs a story. Content creators, whether they're fake or not, AI bots or not, are gonna do a breakdown of your whole life up to that moment and the rise and fall of Liver King, and it's gonna be content for a bunch of people because
Yep.
that's the story. Now you have 115 to 30-minute documentaries
Yep.
about your downfall.
and bro, even when there is
and then
no
it becomes
downfall,
a meme that it's your downfall.
Yep. And do you ever watch one of those? Because there's
course.
so many of them, it'll be like, the dark truth of Justin. And then you read it and you're like, or you watch the whole doc and you go,
It's
wait.
clickbait.
Yeah, it was literally
title's
just his
clickbait.
story. It's not this
Yeah.
dark truth, just his story. I
Uh-huh.
mean, my shit would be fucked up. But
No, yeah,
when
I
they
fell
do
for that.
mine,
Yeah, where does it get dark?
Huh?
You're like waiting for it to get dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they did
The
one for me, it would
secret
just
that
start
no
fucked
one
up.
wants you to know
Yeah,
about.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
The dark side of Theo Vaughn. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a comedian. He like makes up stories. But so the best thing possible could have happened from this outcome, in my opinion, is this guy's went manic.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike, this guy Liver King is now manic, and I can't wait to show you some of these videos when we get off of here. But he's manic now, right? And you know what he's decided? He tell me. He has decided that so he starts filming himself. He's still got the giant beard, looking crazy, acting crazy. Well,
Red faced, red as a tomato.
yeah, looking real rough. And he's like, well, I'm out here and I'm still I'm out here doing what I'm barefooted and I got my paws here and I'm just ancestral. And he's like, but I got a problem and I haven't slept. And you know why I haven't slept? Because I need to fight Joe Rogan. And he's in his camera going like, Joe, it's come to this. There's nothing you can do to avoid it. It's me and you, brother. He's like, because I have something to fight for, my family, the honor of my family. Honor them, honor me, honor us. Honor. And then he's just like, he's manic. He's fully manic, right? So he's got it. Listen, there's one video, Mike.
The first video is the one I clicked off. When he was in the shower or whatever.
Doing the coffee enema?
Yeah.
Bro, he's doing a coffee enema.
Justin sent to me.
True. Because there was a bunch to pick from. I was just like, this one's so crazy. So that one's later on. But so he starts, there's this one, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, right? He's in his kitchen like, Joe Rogan. And then he hears something. He's like, oh, that's my son. He puts one video. He's like, hey, you know what I'm going to do? You know who I'm fighting? And the kid's like, yeah, Joe Rogan. Like they're all they're having to deal with their dad just being manic as a motherfucker, and they're like, yeah, we know, like, Joe, you're gonna fight Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
And he's like, now I'm not threatening anybody, and he's like, and the problem is, he's like, it's an unwinnable situation. He's like, and that's bad for you. I'm like, Jesus Christ. He's like, he loads up his whole family, goes to Austin. He's in Austin, Texas right now, taking videos from his hotel. Like, Joe, invite me on the podcast, brother. We just need to fight. We can love afterwards, brother, but we need to love.
Yeah.
Do you hear him talk about the fire? Oh my God. He's just like, yeah, something with, I got Liver King. He's like talking in third person. He's like, why would you do he's manic, fully manic.
Is he mad that Joe exposed him?
That's what I'm saying. Every time he says why he wants to fight him, it ends up being like weird manic rambling and then being like, and principle. And my family. And it's like, but what did he do? Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Say exactly what he did. And he's just like, there ain't no stopping him. He's like, yeah, people were out here, lying about this, lying about that. He's like, I'm a man and I'm willing to die for my family. And Joe Rogan's probably like called the cops on him and some more shit because he said they called the cops. So
really?
Yeah. Well, he's got a convoy.
Because he knows where Joe has he been on Rogan?
Yeah. No, wait, did he?
I don't know if he's been on
I
Rogan.
wonder.
Rogan's definitely talked about him. He definitely called him out on bullshit.
Maybe he
for
never
being
got on
natural.
there, and that's why. Yeah, but this is what he's saying. He can't sleep for. He's literally in one of the videos. He's like, Joe, will you please release me? Release me. I need this fight. We need to fight. I cannot sleep. And it's like, bro, and he's the moneymaker, right, of that house, and he's the Liver King. So no one's really telling him no. They load up the convoys. He's got his whole family. They fly to Austin.
Oh, they've told him no.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like, what do you think is going to happen? And this is what he keeps saying, too, that's really cryptically strange. He goes, I'm going to be posting a lot of videos this week, and then not again for a while. It's like, what the fuck? It's just like, he keeps saying that part, bro. And then he's just like, it's fight week, Joe Rogan. And then one of them, he's like, never change. That's one thing. That's the motto for this week is never change. And then a little bit later, he's like, but I can change. People do it. I've done it. But this week, the motto is never change. And then he's like, we got free Wi-Fi. Password, fuck you, Joe Rogan. Fuck you, Joe Rogan. Now, password, you say it once, but you don't have to say it twice. He's like literally just like out of his mind. And it's fun to watch someone in a manic spiral because I've been there. I've been right where he's at with less money, thank God.
Yeah, really. Because who knows where you would have got up at 42.
Bro, he just said, I haven't slept in about 40 hours. This is my 4th coffee enema. I'm like, bro, someone get the coffee out of that dude's hands.
What do you think Kanye's up to?
Kanye? I wish he would just be doing coffee enemas, dude. He's probably
he's like away right now, so I feel like
think
that's
he's
better.
getting into architecture, like designing gas chambers and shit, like figuring out how to,
Yeezy gas chamber.
Yeah, the Yeezy gas chambers. He's trying to figure out how to drip them out. Dude, I don't know what he's.
See his
up to.
Nazi chain?
Yeah,
The iced out Nazi
what?
chain.
Iced out swastika?
Yeah.
Of course. Remember when he was trying to get people to make it for him?
Yeah.
At swastika. Yeah. Unbelievable. But yeah, hopefully Liver King actually gets there and fights him. I don't know what he's trying to achieve there.
he's
just
going
lost
through
it.
something.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? There's
he's
no-
just lost it.
But if I had to guess, it all stems from, if we're talking about downfalls,
Right,
is that Joe Rogan and his platform created it might have been people talking on small platforms about this is bullshit. When Joe Rogan's saying, hey, this is bullshit, a lot more people hear,
yeah,
this is bullshit, which creates the, all right, well, now there's an incentive to find out if this is bullshit or not.
it's weird when you have a platform that big.
Right, because you're just talking.
Because you're just, and this is another thing he Joe says and gets away with. He's like, I'm not a journalist, I'm a comedian.
Right.
So when people come on there and they spread something that's clearly untrue, but everyone hears it as true, and Joe doesn't really push back, and then when he gets pushed back later, he goes, I don't know, I'm a comedian.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, that's fair, but when you have the big, and that kind of does suck if he's just wanting to chop it up and bullshit. But
It
the
comes
truth
with the
is,
territory,
that's what I'm saying.
you
Even if
know?
you didn't pick it, it's here.
Right.
If you have the masses, and it's just
It's
never
too late for that.
Mhm,
Excuse. It's too
mhm.
late for that.
And there's never been a time like
Because
that
you're,
before.
you're trying. It's like you're devaluing. You're not even devaluing. You're like doing that in order for you to get away with
Mhm.
carrying that extra responsibility
Yeah.
of
Right.
Because sometimes you do gotta let people talk and get
Of
their
course.
stuff off.
And
I mean, you might not know to push back.
right.
But the excuse can't be, well, I'm just a comedian.
It can't. But you can't expect him to have the same journalistic integrity
Right,
as an
exactly.
investigative reporter.
True.
So it's somewhere in between. It's like, I know by profession you're a comedian. However, because of your platform alone, you have to have maybe a little, just at least some thought about.
Does he still do sets?
I don't fucking know.
I don't-
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't good. Let's be honest.
And you would think that his sets would be like,
Some people love him.
there's one that I think is okay, but you would think that his sets would be like more, like the first time I seen his stand up, I thought it would be like more intellectual, like a little bit different pace,
Like better.
but better. But he's doing like he,
Humping stools.
yeah, he's doing humping stool.
Bro.
And I'm like-
and for someone that into it and that seasoned, he knows the low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
He knows the cheap tricks.
Yeah.
That's why it's like,
Come
from
on.
you?
Right, that's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
Yeah.
That shit was like,
it
it was
turned
like,
me
I
off.
was like taken back by. I was like, oh, you're doing antics on stage?
Right.
You're making faces and loud
when
noises?
you know.
Yeah.
When you're, in the comedy world, because that's like behind the scenes talk.
Yeah,
Other
of
comedians
course.
know who's good and they
Yeah.
talk about the people.
Like when you say humping stools, for example, you're not talking about literally humping stools.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean?
right,
You're talking
yes.
about going up on stage and doing these
Some
antics.
over the top physical
top.
comedy that's
What
crude.
kind?
and,
Just like what Kevin Hart used to get slack for, you know?
yeah.
But just like you said, over the top,
Mhm.
you know,
Can be like cheap tricks, kind of.
Exactly.
It's like,
Especially
you're
if-
smarter than that. You're better than that.
especially when you're Joe Rogan, when people are like, you can get away with that more than a lot of comedians, can,
Right.
Because people want to laugh at you. People.
If I was him, I would just have the 5 smartest people in the world writing me jokes.
right, or
Because he could. And they say a lot of people help each other, right?
I mean, it's faces.
That's what Andrew Schultz
I
does.
don't want to. Yeah, he has right. I don't know if they help him.
Well, they just kind of workshop.
help with him. Yeah, they workshop
That's
stuff.
smart, though. A lot
Yeah,
of
for
people are
sure.
like, don't no one hear my shit. They're all,
And he's open about it.
yeah. I
You
love
know?
that. He always credits the team. He says us. He always, I love that. And I
Yeah.
think that's why he'll get ahead, or he's gotten so far ahead. It's
Yeah.
one of the things. He's obviously
Well,
extremely talented.
Drake has stood by that on his music too. He's like, creating the music is a process.
Yeah.
And if I have a team of people
Yeah.
helping me do it,
Yep.
I know you guys think it's looked down upon, but even in rap, in order to afford the music and the genre, this is things you have to do.
And
Every other
realistically,
genre
someone has
does
to
it.
have a beat. Someone has to have, it's a team.
It's already almost there.
It's already
just
a
that
team.
the rap part of its ego and
Right.
persona is you write your
Exactly.
own lyrics.
It gets in the ego.
It gets in the ego. You write your own raps. But if you're an artist like Drake and you're on the road and you're running a label and you got all these things, like when it's time to sit down and you have to do an album and you have this deadline, I could see him being like, all right, I need a team. Like I need something where maybe the hook is started
Right.
and that gives me a
and
direction.
maybe it's just some things are just better to
maybe the
workshop.
verse is halfway done.
Yeah.
It does put you in a different category though.
If Liver King, if there's a murder suicide in Austin, bro, with the Liver King and Joe Rogan,
Nah, you ain't touching Joe Rogan.
you ain't getting close to him. His security is all like ex-Navy SEALs. So, yeah.
And
Good luck.
yeah, and it's Joe Rogan, so even if you do get close.
Yeah, what then? Here's what he said. He's like, I've never done MMA, but I got a family and I'm willing to die. It's like, all right,
Just
when you're
you?
gonna. Yeah, exactly. Well, he's literally on some like, let's just fight and then we'll be good after. Joe's not about to fight you, bro. What are you?
But I wish he would. Only because
Well,
Joe is so hyper focused on what if a fight happens one day that maybe we need to justify it.
Oh yeah, the
I
guy,
don't wear
he
ties.
doesn't. Dude,
I don't
that
wear
kills
certain
me.
shoes.
The guy don't wear ties because if there's a physical combat, which he hasn't been in 30 years, if ever, outside of work or outside of the ring,
Right.
Yeah, it is very interesting. That kills me.
That's what I'm like.
I don't wear ties. What if someone wraps it around my neck? It's like saying I'm not using a knife to cut this steak. What if a fucking assailant comes in here and grabs it from me? Just to be that fixated.
So that's
on
why when I maybe they should fight. So just
so at least he has some justification.
See? Yeah. See.
And Joe has a tie on, and Liver King kills him with the tie. That would be poetic justice.
Fuck yeah.
Have you ever been catfished?
Not to the extent of she looks like a completely different person, but definitely and it wasn't like we were on a date. It's like I seen you online.
Oh.
Maybe we've talked,
So not directly.
pictures, message back and forth.
Right.
And then we happen to run into each other, and I'll be like,
Got it.
oh, that's you in real life.
That happens for sure.
Yeah.
But never on a date.
Never went on a date and You've been catfished?
Have you been catfished?
No. Someone using old pictures, like he said, or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So I listen to this. I'm going to tell the story in a specific way, but I got catfished, and
I also have a question for you after.
all right. Well,
Now we're on the relationship part of the podcast.
perfect. I love that. I'm
Another
terrible
thing
at
we're
those.
perfect. No, we're perfect.
Oh, we're perfect at those. Obviously, you want advice from us about politics, relationships, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got catfished once. I met with this was years ago, so I was younger and dumber as well. But I connected with somebody on one of these apps, right? The person lived in Baltimore. They said, come out, we'll go get something to eat or whatever. You can park here at my place. They live in Baltimore. It's a lot of apartments, combos, whatever it was. They're like, come park in the thing. And there was a security guard and shit. So I'm go in there and I park, right? And they're like, I'm on the phone with them. They're like, yeah, I'm about to walk out now. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm waiting. They're like, I'll come down and get you. So I'm sitting there and I'm on the phone and I see somebody walk outside on the phone that couldn't be this person. And I'm talking, I'm 30, 40 yards away, right? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And she's like, you're in this car? And I'm like, yeah. And this person starts coming right from my car. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And listen, that blatantly, right? Not where it was oh, these must have been old. These were old and photoshopped. Because it was the person, but it was old and photoshopped. It wasn't just
And you guys were you meeting her at her house or you going out for a date?
I was meeting her there. We were going to walk to get dinner. So now she's already walked down. I'm parked. I know. Right? So I'm now I feel trapped. There's a security. It's it's not even I can just dip away. I'm in this garage and shit. So I'm all right, I guess I'm going to go have dinner with this person. Which obviously if I wasn't such a people pleaser, I'd have just left.
Right.
I would have just left. There's a part of me that's that would be so rude.
That would be so rude.
It just would. And it's well, you know what's
But
fucking rude?
else-
You know what's fucking rude what
But
you did.
you know what's fucked up? You'd probably be more wrong.
It depends on who you're
Because
asking.
at the end, yeah, but at the end of the day, that's probably what she thinks she looks like.
Nope. Let me go ahead and tell you this, brother. Nope.
You wouldn't feel the need to Photoshop.
I mean, this
Right?
is not
But
what
maybe
anyone
that's
thinks
not.
she looks
so
like.
so maybe she doesn't think she's doing it to an extent that's crazy. She thinks I'm just tweaking this picture to make the best version of me in this picture. But this is still me.
Maybe it started small and kept getting more and more and more. Because that's what I thought too. I literally thought I swear to God, I had so many thoughts because I went out to dinner with this person, right? And I had so many thoughts. I'm like, she knows, she knows the gall you have to come down here and meet me, knowing what I agreed to connect with and what you are, right? The gall. And I get out and it's hey, and there's some clear tension.
I was gonna say, does she feel like
she has to?
She has to.
I'm still gonna be polite, right? So I'm nice. I'm polite. We go, we walk, we have dinner. She ends up knowing a couple people I know. I know a couple people she knows. Whatever, something that's just but very peripherally, whatever. We go back. We're going back to her place, and I got a couple drinks in me. We're walking back to her place. She's like, "You want to come up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come up." And listen. I did not want to fuck this person. Right. I did this out of I don't want the uncomfortability to say no, which is crazy. And I'm a sex addict, so maybe I did want to fuck her at some point. But
drinks.
Drinks. I don't want to go. Maybe we can bleep some of it if we have to, if we end up getting into whatever it was. But the person's like, yeah, like, don't wear a rubber. I'm like, you got me. I'm like, hey, dude, listen. Right. And also in my head, I'm just like, you know how lucky you are to even the fact that I'm in
Who
this.
are you to make demands?
The fact that I'm not in a hazmat suit right now, bitch, you should be thanking the gods that you believe in. I get up there. Fucker, I think I fake cum or just stop or whatever it was. I just got out, bro. I had to get out. I get out of there. I'm mad as a motherfucker. When I'm leaving, I'm just thinking like, she knows. You know, after I left, she ain't never hit me up once, right? Why? Because she fucking knows what she
saw your face.
Bro,
she saw
she knows what she
disappointment.
fucking did.
She knew the connection wasn't there even when you guys were
then,
being intimate.
And this is what's more fucked up, Mike. I thought I would leave this behind me. Never have to speak of it again. Ever. She knows Najee. Najee hits me up one day.
But I did a good job of acting like I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Najee hits me up one day and he's like, did you fuck so-and-so? Mind you, I don't even know the person's name. This is something I literally met one time, tried to forget.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And then he like sends it to me and I think I called him. He texted me and I'm just like, bro, you kidding me? Because that means that she's telling people we've had sex. Because I never told a soul. I don't even know her name to say a soul. I wanted to forget that immediately, right? And now this bitch, knowing what she did to me, is going around and being like, yeah, I fucked Justin. It's like,
no.
How dare you?
We were talking.
Huh?
We were talking.
Me and her?
That's what it was.
She said we were talking? That's even worse. Yeah, it's even worse.
Yeah.
I don't even know her. But, that's what I get for fucking someone I don't know. Catfishing is rough. The worst case of catfishing was that lady who ended up in Pakistan. Remember her? The black lady in Pakistan?
Oh, yeah. She said she didn't want to leave.
Do you remember her?
Yeah, I do.
I forget what her name was.
How about the actual show Catfish where the girl thought she was messaging Bow Wow? Hey, Bow Wow's like, yeah, I just need some money for my connecting flight. My car's not working.
Every time the famous guys need money is the best. But getting catfished all the way out to Pakistan and then having a news conference?
No, she didn't get catfished. The guy did and brought her over.
Yeah, he was catfishing her.
No, she catfished him.
Why would she come there? Oh, he thought she was
married.
someone different.
Because he's like high up. Yes, he's like this.
He thought he was getting some bad American baddie.
And she pull up, and then they're like,
I thought she.
That's why they're like, you need to go, and she's like, I'm not leaving. Hey, we're getting married. And she was like,
and also I need money.
Yes, she was like, yes.
Well, someone said the other day, they're like, why did they let her have a press conference? And I'm like, I think it's the only time I've seen a black woman.
Yeah.
Like, here's this black woman for the first time ever, and she's going like, give me $50,000, I'll fix this place up. It's gross.
That's exactly what she got there, and he's like, who are you? She's like, we're your fiance. We're getting married.
Oh my God.
And he's like,
she went
no
all the way to
shot.
Pakistan from New York City.
And then no shot. And then he's like, you have to leave. And she's like, I'm not leaving. So that's how this whole like thing started. Yeah.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, you gotta watch the interview again. And knowing that, it makes it 10 times funnier. She's like making demands, like, yeah.
That's crazy.
You want me to leave? Give me this. I'm gonna make
I need my husband.
She was already like, oh, I'm the queen. Like, let me fix this town. That's mine.
Yeah, that was bonkers.
Okay, here's a scenario.
Let me hear a scenario.
You and a coworker meet, right?
At work?
At work.
Mm-hmm.
Fall in love.
Okay, been there.
Get engaged.
Okay, couldn't be me, but go ahead. Hypothetically, let's go.
Hypothetically. So, engagement.
We working together?
Working together.
Okay.
Together for probably like 4. I'm good.
There's
Just
fentanyl in these.
Nah, I just had one.
Okay.
Been engaged, been together 4 or so years.
Me and my coworker fiance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your girlfriend has women's intuition.
Oh, they
a
all
girl
do.
has women's intuition.
Listen,
Let
brother.
me take you out of this. This is just a scenario of 2 people. Women's intuition hits. Goes through his.
I have a good 15-minute rant on women's intuition.
I have one
specifically,
too.
Okay, good.
Goes through the phone, sees, OnlyFans.
Hold on. So, a guy's married to this woman he works with, or getting married to a woman he works with. They've been together 4 years. That woman is going through my phone.
Because she has a feeling.
Because she's got an intuition. She knows. Not a feeling. Every time she has the intuition, it's right.
Right.
Because this is the thing that if they have the intuition, they'll figure out a way to corroborate it, and they were clairvoyant the whole time.
Exactly.
So she goes through my phone and finds an OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead.
She finds that you have OnlyFans, sees that you're active on there. So she wants to know how active, so she signs on to your OnlyFans on her laptop.
She
When
hopped on my account?
Yes.
Oof.
So when she goes away,
I'm already sorry, honey. You should not have done that.
I think she goes away. So every time you go
Go
out of
where?
the house, the OnlyFans start popping up. Like every time she leaves, she can track. The email starts.
Oh, right. Because when
He's
I'm out the
talking-
house, I'm hitting up the bitches.
Or when she's out the house,
When she leaves, he's active.
I'm active on OnlyFans. I'm messaging the girls, flirting, doing whatever.
God forbid she sees it's like the day we all were having dinner,
Or how
and
much-
he went up to go to
Well,
the bathroom, and it was like, I want to suck on your fat titties, and then went back and sat down with his boy.
Or this is one time that happened. I gotta leave for work. Within 5 minutes of me walking out the house,
Oh yeah,
emails start.
yeah.
So instead of they have the conversation, but it's I'm done, I'm leaving, I quit I'm gonna get a new job. That's how much I can't be around you, and it's completely over. So I hear this story and I go, okay. And this is like a guy. This is a thing that I knew. Like as I'm hearing this story, I'm battling. Like, do I want to give my honest opinion? Because as soon as I give my honest opinion, automatically this is about me. I have an OnlyFans account. I'm non-signing my shit. You know what I mean?
That is interesting about anytime if you're in a relationship.
And my nose was like bleeding because I was like, I want to say my real opinion.
If you're in a
but
relationship,
I know it's gonna be.
If you're in a relationship and a woman goes, so I don't know if you heard about Dan and Becca, but so whatever that thing is, your response to that isn't your response to that.
Right.
It's way bigger. And that's why you have to go like, do I really just want to answer? Because it's bigger than just me answering. Because once you answer, like you said, it's not them anymore. This is Najee.
But I was just too, it's like if you weren't that engaged, you could give like a whatever answer. But I was so engaged in the
if
story.
you really feel it.
I was just like, was he messaging like local girls
Was
or
it
were
the
they
same
porn
one?
stars?
I'm curious. Was it the same woman?
Was it
Because
the
if anything,
same
it's like he's a sucker. Stop being a sucker.
You know, it's like, was he a cash pig? Was he sending money? Like she's like, I don't know details. So I'm like, I feel like a conversation. If it was just him being horny,
Right.
and
there's
him
way more
having these
details.
porn addiction type horniness, I feel like that's a conversation to have.
And one that you
And
guys
if
both
you've got-
should want to have. Really,
Right.
it's like, hey, look,
And
is
I don't
this
know
a
if that
problem?
happened, but
Is
if
it not?
I'm hearing that this like, oh, she found these things, she stalked his account and then decided that she's fucking leaving because it was too much. It's like, I feel like you should have had a conversation at least about like what's going on. Because in my brain, I was like, is he talking to a porn star? Because those people that are messaging you are just like some Indian guy. that's getting
Yeah, we
paid to
went over
deal
that.
with.
We had one on here.
And that's what I said. I was like,
Yeah.
I've talked to
Yeah,
a
I know the
girl-
guy.
I've
that
talked
you're
to
talking
a girl that had OnlyFans. Her boyfriend controlled the account.
Yeah.
And did everything. So you
Yeah.
think you're talking to her, you're talking to her fucking boyfriend.
Right. So they're going to throw the whole thing away, right? This is throw the whole thing. And her opinion, he threw it away, right?
Right.
And in his opinion, she's throwing it away. But it's just like, because what? And here's the thing. It's like, was everything else great?
Right.
Like,
It feels like there's-
was there any functional issue?
Right.
Or, because how did it affect you? Let's just say you never saw it.
Mhm.
My point is, this is not the
Right,
best
okay.
argument because it's like, but what people don't know
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
hurt
right,
them.
right, right.
The betrayal of you cheating or something like that, obviously,
Mhm.
it's like you can't do that to somebody. It will destroy someone's psyche.
Right.
But that betrayal versus that is a little different.
That's why I'm saying, like,
The
I need to
details
know the
do matter.
details.
Yes, the details
Was it a
do matter.
local girl that they knew that had OnlyFans? Was it a porn star that, like, again, he just like probably
Yeah.
never meet?
Yeah,
Was
and
he
at that
sending
point-
thausands of dollars of
Exactly.
their money?
And that's an issue we should talk about. Maybe
You
get
know?
some help for. Like,
Exactly.
realize like
It's like there's but if it's just he was getting on OnlyFans and paying $15 to jerk off,
right.
the problem is this version I had, it seemed like, damn, as soon as she walked out the house, you're on it.
And
But
here's
also,
the thing: what's
like-
the speed matter?
Yeah, what
let's
does
say
speed matter?
let's say if he did it 3 hours after she left, would she be
What-
there?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like I get it doesn't look
And
the
to
optics are
him-
bad. It's bad
And to
optics.
him, sometimes I don't think girls know how horny we are.
right.
So we always want to have sex. So he
Yeah.
probably was just like, I want to fuck. But I
She's
know you're
lucky-
about to leave. You're about to catch this flight.
She's lucky he waited for her to leave.
Or even like, I'm not even gonna bother you to ask you because
Yeah.
I just know you don't want to. I know my partner. This is okay. I'm probably caping as a guy. Of course, I'm gonna cape for this guy
Right.
because I don't know the details, and
Well,
it seems
and
like
they
it's
matter.
sneaky.
Well,
and
they
every time
matter.
sneaky shit happens, regardless of what level it's on, it's a conversation you're gonna have to have.
But not if it was sneaking, jerking off. Let's take OnlyFans
Right.
out of it.
That's what I said.
If
I was
it
like,
was just
I was like,
porn-
well, that was my first thing. I was
Yes.
like, why didn't he just watch porn?
If it were just porn, would it be different for the
Exactly.
wife? I wonder.
You
know what I
right.
mean? That's where the details matter and the conversations are important.
Yeah, because was it the fact that he was doing it so often, or was it the
Right.
fact that it was OnlyFans girls?
Yeah, or the fact that he was jerking off at all,
Or the
right?
fact
It's
that he
like
was
that's what I'm
jerking-
saying.
or it was a little bit of everything.
Yes, and here's the thing I want to say: if you got
But to me, I just feel like when you have a bond and you decide I'm gonna marry you, spend the rest of my life with you, and then when we die, spend eternity with you. I feel like you have a conversation about you jerking off
it
to a
shouldn't
bit.
be easy to walk away
Because
like that.
to me, it's like, okay, what do you guys, 30, 40? Maybe he stops in 10 years. Maybe that's
Maybe he never stops, and there's never a problem with it.
Maybe he never stops.
You know what I
and
mean?
then-
Maybe his
and
next wife goes, "Yeah, it's fine."
Maybe you guys get into it. Maybe you learn to appreciate it, and you I don't know.
And
Or
that-
you give boundaries.
Right.
Talk about how uncomfortable.
Right.
Then you move from there.
Yes, and I think that OnlyFans is an interesting gray area,
Now,
like
if he's your boyfriend,
thought wise.
if he's your the OnlyFans thing
Because
so much nuance.
Yes, because it's like there's cheating, there's porn,
Mhm.
right? Some people think porn is cheating. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then there's all this gray area in between. Now, OnlyFans is this middle ground.
Right.
Because now it's like, well, I don't mind if he watches porn, right?
Mhm.
But then it could be an issue with him giving her money, right? We have a kid or whatever. We have, it's money. The other thing is if it's someone local, do you really believe you have like a, and if you do have this relationship with them, is there some, are there needs of yours that aren't being met by
Right.
me? Like, let's just
Exactly.
have this combo.
Because if you're chatting with them every time I leave the house,
right. If it's about
then
some
it's
emotional,
not, and then it's less about jerking off and more
Yup.
about the intimacy of
Yup.
you. Every time as soon as I leave out the door, email sent.
Yep, which means that you're not being met in some way, right? Which
Uh-huh.
we can discuss.
Right.
But I think that if
And maybe they
might have, yeah,
they might have.
probably
But the
have plenty
version
of
I heard it
combos.
was more of, I got you.
Yeah.
And I'm gone.
Yes, finding the one thing and then going, all right, we're out. I'm out of here. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, well,
And I'm always like, when it comes to something that you find something you really think I want to marry you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I feel like when I
he
hear
wasn't
something
fucking
like
her
that,
sister,
exactly.
Yeah.
Tell mine, I'm like,
Yeah,
it's a
that doesn't seem
conversation more than it is.
right?
I'm leaving. I'm
Now-
changing jobs. I'm never
Now,
seeing you.
here's the thing: because we're
What?
so removed, right? It could have been like they've had this conversation 100 times,
Right.
And the one boundary was like, don't
Or
do
this could have been the
OnlyFans.
last breaking
That's
point.
what I mean. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. But the one boundary I've caught you 100 times. Just please don't. And you can do anything but. You can even get escorts, right? We don't know. This is the one boundary: is don't do OnlyFans.
There's so many.
Different nuanced details there. I'll say this though: if you get with a girl who believes that masturbation is cheating,
Mm-hmm.
right? She's not going to come off that. Like that's not going away,
Right,
right?
right,
So
true.
either you stop masturbating or start lying. Like as a man, those are your options, right? It's like we're just being honest. It's
Mm-hmm. Right.
like if someone's that has that strong beliefs about it. Some people have religious beliefs. Some people have their
Mm-hmm.
certain things. It's like the chances of them coming off of that are slim. You know. Now people do change and people come. I want to say to their senses just because that's what I believe in. So it must be right.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that it's like. If this person thinks that now in the beginning of the relationship, either I'm going to have to abandon a part of myself, and maybe it's fine for me to abandon. Maybe it's like that's not something I want to do.
Yeah,
And
maybe
people-
this isn't even like I just do it because I've been doing it since I'm 16.
Yeah, it's routine. I'm bored, because masturbation, people get a weird relationship to it,
Yeah.
right? Myself included. It's like
Yeah.
it'll just be. Of course, we're horny,
like
we're
s-
men,
but
but
then
it
it's
gets
like-
routine,
Mhm.
and then the relationship with it is like, is this habitual?
Right.
Not addicted.
Am I
right?
going
But
through the
it's
steps?
habitual.
Yeah. Am I just doing this because I feel like this is what I do at this time?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's I'm about to go to bed.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna jerk off. Not because I'm horny.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This-
It's one thing to be horny and jerk off, but even that though, it's like I'll see something hot on Instagram or on some video, right? And then I'm like, oh, let me jerk off. It's like
part of
it's cheap.
The same thing with Instagram, the dopamine hits.
Mhm.
It's the same thing with like porn and being horny.
It's a
Now
little-
you can
it's a release.
automatically it's
It's
a
this
release.
fast release. It's this cheap, quick, instant gratification, which usually instant gratification is not great for us.
Right,
humans.
you got to check it at the door because it
Yeah.
also leads to other problems.
Yeah, there's a
You know?
hedonistic treadmill where
Yeah.
you do need more things and deeper and darker and more taboo, and eventually it's like, who knows where it leads you? And you end up fucking a tranny. You know what I mean? I mean, not me, but a guy. No.
Yeah.
I want to look at that video too, Mike. That one that we did.
The
back in
training
the basement.
Oh,
Not that video, but
I'm
the
sure
one
I
that we
still have
recorded,
it.
the podcast.
Yeah, I think it's on the.
I think so too.
the one that you
I
and
think
I
I
did.
did. Yes, I do want to see it. I
I
just
think
want.
your boy. I think Chance has that.
Oh Christ! Does he still have that drive?
I think.
I'll have to get that from him.
Yeah.
How's your summer been? Have you done anything? You just been working.
I've been working like a motherfucker.
Orlando was fun. We didn't talk about Orlando.
Orlando was fun.
Orlando was fun. I just think it's funny. Like it's just like we flew to Orlando and everyone in Orlando flew to the beach. So like we're going there for a vacation.
Yeah, 'cause we went to, like, the
and everyone's
city
like,
part of
so why are
Florida.
you here? We're like, oh, Memorial Day weekend.
I
They're
can't
like,
tell you how many times we got the question.
like,
what are
what
y'all
the
doing in
fuck?
Orlando? I'm like,
That's funny.
I don't know.
you know what I mean? Like, what
Like
the
you
fuck
going to
are doing?
Universal? You going to that? We're like, no. He's like, you're not going to any parks? No. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
We're like, we heard it's Florida. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Literally in our brain, it's like Florida water.
That's what's
we get
so
to Orlando,
funny, bro.
like weeks before, everybody keeps going, why are you guys going to Orlando? I'm like, I don't know. We just want to do something different, you know? And like, I'm starting to be like, why are we going? You know?
Well, people are asking me, and what I said, which is like, I don't plan vacations. People to think that I plan stuff because I go once. Unless I'm invited, I don't go, which is something I'm trying to work on for next year. I actually want to make a conscious list of things I want to do because up until now, I don't like doing things solo. So it would be like the only things I'm really doing are things that
Group
I'm
trips,
invited
yeah.
to or I can talk someone into.
Mhm.
So that limits me, you know? It's like Croatia. I wouldn't have went unless you guys invited me. That was badass. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, that's different.
I know, but I just mean
Because
anything.
Yacht Week wasn't on your bucket list.
No, I know, but it could have
I
been.
know what you mean, though.
Yeah. It's just like certain
Like going
things.
to Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe you wouldn't have went to Europe in 2000.
Right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So it's just like I do want to change that, but yeah, this summer I've just kind of been working, you know. Yeah, living, loving, laughing. How about you? What you got going on?
Same thing.
How's life been with you?
A lot
What's
of
it like
work.
being Najee?
A lot of work, but I want to talk about Orlando again, about how funny it was that, like, again, it's landlocked. We're thinking bathing suits, bring your
Oh,
water.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be
Yeah. Well, that's what I was getting at. That point is like when someone invites me to vacation, I hear vacation.
right.
I hear, because I'm always ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I never get invited. It's not often people are wanting to do stuff, right? So it's like when my boys hit me and they go vacation, all I hear is vacation.
Right.
Like when people are like, you know, up until a few weeks before, I don't even think I knew it was Orlando, Florida. It was like, we're going to Florida, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just following what you guys are saying. I'm buying what you guys say to buy. I'm sending money to what you all say. And then, yeah, it's a few weeks out. It's like, what are we doing in Orlando? And none of us knew. None of us had an answer. It was crazy.
None of us had a clue.
And we had a blast. It's
I
Florida.
had a great time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's still Florida.
It's still
But
Florida.
it's just funny that like landlocked.
I wanted
We're
to do
thinking,
Universal.
all right, we're landlocked, but like there's lakes, alligators. All right, there's lakes, but there gotta be pools. It's high shit in Orlando.
Oh, that was crazy.
the pool situation
no pool
was
bars.
no pool bars.
Really?
The
There was,
pool
like, we
bars were
found, like-
on. So
It
this
was
is what we
crazy.
kind of figured out. You got all those water resorts.
Hotels on the beaches and shit, they have pools
Yeah,
and
or
they
all-
have pool parties
Yeah.
and shit. But other than that, there's no pool bars. And you'd think there'd be a ton because Florida is hot
And
as
to
hell.
get into
but they
the-
must have some
And to
type
get into those resorts, you need to pay for a day pass
Yeah.
or some type of spa service.
Oh
They
yeah,
would
if you come
attach
by
to
a
it.
$400 massage, we'll let you get in the pool for free.
Yeah. So like we were like for a second like what is going on? So then we did find a place that was like 30 minutes away that was like a pool bar atmosphere. So we're like
That
hell
was
yeah,
tight.
we'll go there, we'll get a cabana, get a bottle. Like finally we got something. Then we get there and it's like kids, like older
know.
ladies, someone's graduation party. It just was, but it was still a fucking DJ,
Giant projector screen. I mean, it was cool.
a bar. It was still cool.
Yeah, but not like.
But like
you
I
would
remember
think.
like sending a snap, me being there, and someone was like, "There's kids in the pool."
Yeah.
I was like,
the
"This is
feeling.
Florida for sure."
Yeah, the Airbnb was tight.
Airbnb was very nice. We're in a nice area, but also everyone was like, "Yeah, no one goes downtown no more because all the shootings." And here we are, just hanging out.
Yeah, so, like that's why we came.
Yeah.
we heard shit was popping off. We wanted to get active.
Yeah, this shit ain't got nothing on Baltimore. This shit is beautiful.
Yeah, Orlando's tight. I want to go to Chile.
Yeah.
I went to Mexico. I went to Maine. That was before summer.
So you don't have no more summer trips planned?
I don't think so. No, that's not true. I'm going to North Carolina.
Family vacation?
Going with my family to a beach house in
Don't
North
you
Carolina.
do that every year?
We did it for a few years in a row and then stopped when COVID happened, so we haven't done it in a few.
Oh, nice.
We'll do that again. That'll be good. And then I have something else. My hiking trip, I'm working the weekends now, you know that?
Yeah.
So my scheduling got all fucked up.
Right. That's why I was wondering how you do summer with that schedule.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Is like now that I'm off, Monday through Thursday, it's like, well, that's when I should take some days and go on vacation. Well, then it goes back to no one's going with me because everyone's working, and then I also end up doing side work sporadically, right? So I'll have a job 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then 10, p.m.
Friday, Thursday, or whatever.
Random. So it's just tough to. I need to block it out and go like I'm gonna do something this week, which I
Yeah.
honestly would probably do after this.
Or
talk.
even if you drive somewhere, you
No,
know,
for
like
sure.
somewhere
Philly. There's some spots. I want to go to Otherworld in Philly, like them interactive art
Mhm.
exhibits. Yeah, there's a list of things I definitely want to get up to. I'm gonna do those. Doing a little reading. Coming up with theories. You know what I mean? Here's the theory I got. You notice how sometimes your cell phone and your clock on your car or something, or some other clock, right? They'll be off. Now, an hour off I get. Daylight savings, somebody forgot, no big deal. But have you ever noticed where, like, for me, it seems like every almost, I don't know, a year, maybe a couple years, something like that. 8 months, who knows? I'm not tracking it that well. But I'll look and my phone will say 8:13, right? And then my clock will say 8:16. You ever have that? Or it'll be a few minutes off?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So you've had that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, so maybe it's just me.
Maybe, yeah.
But I've just noticed it regularly. It's never like a long enough time. And I was just
Do
thinking.
they catch up to each other?
Well,
eventually?
here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the Jews are stealing time. I'm thinking that a few minutes.
God.
Here's what I'm saying though. A few minits a day.
We're getting demonetized.
Listen. You have to be something to get that. You know, you can't get deregulated if you were never regulated, you know? But I think someone's stealing time from us, and eventually our days are just going to be like an hour long. Now, we're just going to have to trust the sun, right? Because I wouldn't know. Which one do I trust? My phone one or the...
Yeah, I love the notification. Today is the longest day of the year.
Say something else that doesn't matter or mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand how any of that stuff works, but something's going on with the time.
Okay. Question.
Answer.
Epstein list comes out. Nothing redacted. Whole list of who they got on surveillance doing lewd acts. First name on the list is Abraham Lincoln. Second name on the list is Elvis Presley. So, would you be more infatuated with the fact that if you had to do the interview, are you asking about the pedophilia first or the fact that those people are still alive? Like, it's the real Abraham Lincoln. Like,
That one.
these people are
That one.
These people, you find out at the same time
That one.
that they're freezing.
That one.
They're freezing people.
That one.
They're freezing people.
That one,
Well,
because
how long until you address the pedophilia?
I may never. We may never get around to it in the first couple interviews. Here's the thing: pedophiles are a dime a dozen. You know,
Yeah.
they're all over the place. There's like you could look up on maps, right? There's like lists of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the list of people who've been brought back to life or have been living for 500 years is small.
Right.
So probably them.
So never.
Yeah. No. I mean, here's You know what else I thought too? I just had the thought, like, if I'm at war with one of these countries, I would, you know how they'll bomb the bases, military bases? I feel like I would just surround my military bases with like elementary schools. So if anyone bombs us, it's like, you guys just killed all these kids. Now the whole world can go against you.
Damn.
You know?
But like, I don't think everyone cares about American kids or kids of that country.
Right.
You
That's
know?
where it gets dark. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
they do.
They wouldn't care. They'd be like,
Yes.
yeah.
God.
Damn.
300 and
Why would they set it up so easy for
look how perfect they made
Yeah.
this one. Yeah, it's just crazy to throwing bombs at each other at body parts to kill them.
Yeah.
Fun.
But I feel like, so one thing when all that trade war was going on, there's, people have their opinions on it. And I have many of my own. But I do think that the idea of what Trump was doing is smart because the future of war is going to be with goods. They're like, could you imagine if we, like, think about what happened with COVID. We couldn't even have fucking masks.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't get masks and like toilet paper and all that shit is
And that
here
was-
in America and people were still
Couldn't get to us. And that was
still
not
fighting over that shit.
and that wasn't something intentionally done.
It wasn't something
That
intentionally
was just incompetence. So
Exactly.
imagine if something were intentionally fucked up on the supply chain. I mean, we're down bad.
That's what I'm
If
saying.
we don't have a bunker or at least a little go bag,
Because I'm like COVID got weird quick. Yeah. Like people, you've seen videos online of like over toilet people knocking over old ladies and shit like that.
yeah.
So.
Well, what Allie say? If the power goes out, all we have is our books left. She says everyone should have like an herbology book and a. I'm like, if the power goes out, I'm raping and pillaging.
Yeah, you might as well get to it.
Yeah, it's just like,
you might as well automatically just put war paint on. Like, fuck it. If they come after our grid,
bro, if the
our
power
grid-
goes out for an hour, I'm hitting war paint.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, I thought this was the end. If the power goes out for like an hour and a half, I'm like raping my neighbor. Like, bro, the power's already on.
it's crazy if like across the street the lights were on.
It's just my power's out.
Just your power's out.
And I'm 100% sure. Well, that's it, dude. When them deep fakes come out of like, hey, hey, there's a nuke on the way. You have 8 minutes. What?
Yeah.
Imagine that pandemonium.
We're getting there.
We're there.
Yeah. So like everything that we see, the government has 10x.
That's the
or
thing.
100x.
That's the thing. And
so
then
their fingers are probably indistinguishable.
And everything they see, AI sees 100x. It's just like when they were talking about AI hiding those things for its next version when they shut it down.
Did you talk about that on here?
Yes. It was hiding notes.
I remember I sent him that article, and then a week later he talked about it. And you're just like, I sent to you after Orlando. You're like, bro, what did you expect?
Oh yeah, and I was also.
But yeah,
like,
that's
I'm
crazy.
A spiral.
So first of all, also, I will say I'm happy they're doing the due diligence to actually.
The AI knows.
But I'm saying that they're running the test.
I get it.
But the AI knows he's running the test about the test. Then why is the AI using that blackmail? Why is he doing the blackmail?
To see where they gets caught. It didn't talk about the 6 that didn't get caught. You know what I'm saying? It's like the AI is like, let me give you these. You know how when
he's treating us like a baby. The AI is treating us like a baby.
Because we are. Well, it's also like when you're sneaking drugs you're sneaking drugs into a country. Oh, our 10 kilos got popped. Well, we had 550 over here. We gave you all these 10. And then you all went, haha, we got your 10 kilos. They won. The AI is going, here, you found out this little note. But they had ones that you wouldn't even be able to read if you saw them, you know?
I thought they were testing it deliberately to see if the AI would try to blackmail you. That's why.
Oh,
so
true.
what they set up a scenario where
because they weren't
gave the AI access
they didn't
to these
give
things.
it direct emails. They gave it access.
Yes,
just to see how it would act.
And
act like a cunt.
Yeah, threatened with
blackmail.
being turned off. It threatened with blackmail, and I'm like, one, that's fucking creepy as hell. Two,
why does it care? That's what's weird. Because we call that ego. We say that's our ego and our need to survive.
Even plants scream when they die. When they're getting eaten.
Yeah, but people just say stuff, you know. Someone told me the other day someone smart as hell actually told me this. They go, did you know if you take a seed that you're about to plant? Because I'm growing some vegetables here. When I say I mean
eat the watermelon, it'll grow out of your stomach.
No, this is not quite that bad. But they were like, let's just say it's a tomato plant, and tomato plants don't normally have like a vitamin that you need. Basically, here's what they were saying. Like, if you take a seed, put it in my mouth, it gets my enzymes. I then plant it. That plant will now grow extra of the nutrient that I'm lacking. So, like, if I had a tomato plant and planted it, it would have like extra father's love or whatever I'm lacking nutrient wise, you know. And they told me this, and I'm like, that sounds like something you just made up, you know. And I looked it up; it's just not true. But it's like,
you know what I thought you were gonna say?
What?
I thought that plant was gonna grow faster in your presence because
no, but this is
that's your son now.
It's the same type. It's the same type of shit that you'll see on the. It's just the.
The internet is funny because. Another thing that we're doing as collectively of humans is we're losing our ability to
information.
To like what's the word I'm looking for?
I thought it was information.
No, it is information, but being able to distinguish like
right.
Is this real? Is this
discern.
Fake? Is this discern information like is this real? Is this fake? Is this an op-ed? Like is this someone's opinion piece? Or what's this source coming from? Is this source like a real source or is it fucking birdsaren'treal.com.
Yeah.
And it just happens to have an article that you have.
And here's the thing that people, they know us better than we do. They have for years. But the thing that people don't get to is like all the bots help so much because here's this one piece of content and the content might be real, might be fake. It doesn't even matter in this situation. A lot of people go right to the comments to see public sentiment. And if all the public sentiment is bots, you're like, you have a lie about what public sentiment is, you know? Some people will make their opinion based off of the top comments, not intentionally, but, they just kind of take that.
That's one thing, though, I think that they don't have down quite yet is like the interaction between bots and actual humans. Or
the
like,
shitty ones.
The
but
shitty
the good
bots.
ones. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can get the free version that your neighbor has.
To me, I think I'm just so smart that I'm figuring out what's the good ones and the shitty ones. Like I know the real shit ones where no profile pic.
It's Brazilian
following
butt list.
3 people.
It's Brazilian butt list.
Yes.
A good one, you don't know it's there.
Exactly.
You don't go, oh, that girl has a fake ass because it's that good. You know what I'm saying? Fake, it's that when the bots are good, you just go, oh, it's a person.
Right.
It's a dumb person on the internet.
It's a dumb person. But I do even see like the bots that interact with the other bots to make you believe, okay, this isn't just a bot that comments on everything political.
But when
but then you go to that other bot, you see that bot also comments on everything political, but also talks to this one. So you kind of can still tell, but that's if you really give a fuck.
And that's some of them.
And that's some of them.
Right.
Again, I'm still probably getting duped.
Right. Again, if we wouldn't know, we wouldn't know, you know? But a lot of things they do is like, they'll drive it's just creepy because the algorithm picks.
And-
Like
yeah.
me and Michael will put up a short that we could put up the exact same short. Or it doesn't matter what it is. It'll have no bad words, no cussing, nothing specific in it, but it genuinely we're just as not funny and ugly in every clip. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, oh, this clip is so good and this one's bad. One clip will get 4 views. 4. One clip will get 2,000. Same channel, same social media. And it's just like the algorithm just picked that one.
Right.
That's not because people were sharing that. I could see if one famous person shared it and that's you can follow that.
But there's almost like a way that's true too, but there's also a thing that these companies do to put these things in your face more, so it does become a part of your algorithm.
Yes. Well, even the comments, they'll have bots comment. It'll be like
comments to drive,
Yes.
or like,
or
just views.
Yes. But
This
yes.
thing has been view botted,
Yes.
and like if I
They
click
said
on a
almost
song,
all the famous ones buy views.
yes, if I click on a song from someone I don't know, and the first video has 3,000 views and the second one has 1.2 million. Oh, this is a song that everyone likes
Let me
more.
check out the
Let me check out the 1.2
It's
million.
attention economy, so it's like they can make or break people's lives. You know what I'm saying? It's like if me and him started faking views, right? We just had, if I said every episode got 600,000 people, companies would start reaching out to us to pay us to say their name. You know, so it matters. It's like it's not.
Yeah, it's not baseless.
Yes, it's
not
not
all cloudy and like
Yeah.
look. I mean, no, it stems for stuff, and then you get those view counts up.
Yeah.
You get a sponsor.
And it's just weird because the capitalism's so ingrained that, you know, people that are like, hey, you know, we're free. You know, we have our own platform. We're not on the.
We're independent.
We're independent. It's like, yeah, but no one's. If the advertisers
independent, then they start doing an ad for me undies.
they
or
either
something.
start grifting hard or start just being super political and not, you know,
Yeah.
not touching anything.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, even like I follow Breaking Points, which is independent media. Got one correspondent that's Republican, one
Oh, yeah, you told me about
correspondent
that.
that's
I like that.
Democratic. You know, and then even their guests, they'll still split the guests off the same way. They're independent, and they're doing pretty well. You know, they said that it's as sad as it is, after we bombed Iran or whatever, that was like their most successful day, and they have Patreon, all that shit, but. Some of their titles are clickbaity.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you're independent media, but you boast like, you know, they'll start the podcast. They'll start the podcast or YouTube like, hey, independent media, especially at a time like this, is very important. It's the most important time for independent media. You know, if you guys see what's going on with mainstream media, you know how important we are when we doing this right now. So we're grateful for you. So even if you can't subscribe to the Patreon, you don't have the money right now, just hit subscribe. Like, we'd really appreciate it. Like, we're building something here. I'm like, damn, that's dope. Then you see the headline and it's like, World War
Where's
III
the integrity?
tomorrow.
I know.
And it's
And it
like, but I
frustrates
get,
me.
but even they call themselves out on their own
I
shit.
know. They say we have to play the game. And that's what sucks too, because it's like the integrity's they're like, we need content, we need it now, we need it clickbaity, we need to grab attention.
We need it fast.
Yeah, man.
And then it starts to water down, like
everything.
So recently, The Alchemist and Erykah Badu, they're doing a collab album.
Love that.
Right. And the song, great. You go on YouTube, you look at the comments, they're getting torn to bits because the video they released is AI generated video. So now that's the pushback. Like, you guys should have paid somebody to do the work. But that's just what I feel like. I get people's sentiment on that. But you can't fight the.
I was about to say,
because a thing happened with Timberland. Timberland thought, again, to me, I feel like it's like a lack of awareness of what's going on with the people, like AI scaring people.
Yes.
Timberland does this big release on, I just signed my first AI artist. So it was, you know what I mean? It was a computer generator artist.
Damn.
Had a face and all.
I wonder who he's signing to. Whoever created it. You know? I wonder how the paperwork goes.
Right.
But
everyone's just like, bro, pushback. You're
Yeah.
this real artist that
it makes
really
sense.
New York, and
People
you're
see
signing
Terminator and
you're
shit.
basically signing in a computer program. You're starting this trend. You're too big of an artist. The producer that made dirt off your shoulder is now signing computers. Like, you're gonna start a thing. And then eventually he came out with a public apology. He was like, I'm not gonna go forth with this. But there's someone that already is.
Yes.
You know? We might not even know it, but
Yeah.
you might hear a song on the radio. And
Yeah.
you know, especially how artists are now, because it's cool to not be visible. Before, it's like your album's dropping, 8-month rollout, You gotta hit the Breakfast Club, Hot 97.
Now surprise
all
ones
the
hit harder.
radios. You know what I mean? That's when music, you had 3 singles.
Yeah.
You had to be at this thing, that thing. Now it's like, you could be Playboy Cardi. You could just not be anywhere ever, drop your song.
It's almost
still
cooler.
It's almost cooler.
It's almost cooler.
It's almost
It's
cooler.
almost cooler when it drops out of nowhere because it's like, it's harder to do that now.
Yeah.
Because there's leaks. It's the internet. Anyone has a phone. They're recording at all times. You're caught on a Ring camera. You're on the fucking red light traffic cameras.
Right. But like we think of the Gorillas, like that group that was like, they weren't cartoons, but like that's how they,
Oh, right.
which was like at the time was like, damn, they don't want to be famous. They want to just make their music and set it out to the world. Dude, like that was dope.
Yeah.
But what if they use that excuse now and it's really just AI? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that the world is,
We're not fucking with that yet.
yeah.
And it's inevitable. I think we're pushing back on it. Because it's
And
like
that's
the 4th
fine,
or 5th. Have you seen the Seth Rogen show on Apple TV?
No.
It's called, I forget what it's called, but it's basically,
Studio?
huh?
The Studio?
The Studio. Have you seen any
Not
episodes?
yet, but I want to.
Bro,
It's good?
it's good. It's so funny because it's basically it's like him. There's probably a lot of jokes I don't get, but he's basically making fun of Hollywood. Like where we are in Hollywood, like basically the struggle of wanting to make a brand movie. Like this, I'll just tell you like the first episode.
Well, that's
I'm not going to
smart.
give it away.
That's smart because that's the world he's in. So
Yeah.
that's like yeah.
But he's like trying to move up in the studio. He's like, I want to go back to making great movies. Like I want to make good movies. I want people to start going to the movies again. I want the art to come back. So he gets called up to the office for an interview to run the studio because someone just got fired. And there's like, if you say yes, we just got a huge IP with the Kool-Aid Man. You have to make a Kool-Aid Man movie. So it's like he went from, and immediately he's like, yes, because he wants to run the studio. So then he goes, all right, well, I have to make this Kool-Aid Man movie, but I want to bring art back. I'm going to get Martin Scorsese to do it. And then he comes in, he goes, well, we can do a Jim Jones movie, Jonesville, and call it Kool-Aid. He's like trying to figure out a way to make it cool. And the guy's like,
That would be cool,
and
by the way.
that would be cool. But the guy's like, I heard this rumor that you're trying to make some fucking artsy movie that's not going to make our IP any money. We just got Kool-Aid, and you're going to make
We just got Kool-Aid on the fucking books. You're going to try to be artful?
You're going to try to make a Kool-Aid movie? We got Kool-Aid IP, and you're going to make a Jonestown movie? He's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Fuck no.
And he's like, we got Ice Cube as Kool-Aid. Like he just changed his whole thing, and like it's just like a funny and it just shows like the different things of like Hollywood.
Did you watch Tires?
I did watch Tires when I had one episode left.
So you watched second season? Funnier than the first.
Funnier than the first.
I wanted to say that to people.
100% funnier.
I'm a fan of Shane
Laugh out
Gill.
loud,
Yes.
laugh out loud.
Have you seen it?
I saw some of the first season. It was okay.
It was okay. I
Right.
agree.
Fine.
First season was okay.
For how big Shane Gillis was, it wasn't good enough.
Right. Well, it was shot
Honestly?
before he got too big.
Interesting.
It was like shot, then they sold it to Netflix. It started as like a sketch, one of the sketches from their Gilly and Keeves. But I know them. No, I know them. I support them outside of like, I listen to their podcasts. I know their buddies. Like I follow their whole shit. So seeing a lot of those guys in the first season was cool. It's like I know what they're doing. They're doing it kind of
You're
indie.
part of the lore.
Yeah, you feel like you're a part of the lore, so it's cool. But then the second one, they found the rhythm. And it was like laugh out loud funny. Like I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah.
Because I watched it with my
yeah, dude, they're killing me, bro.
Yeah.
I was just like, so. Anyways, it reminded me of something.
No, when he found the picture, what's the episode that was killing me?
It was when you can tell they don't have a lot of studio input.
You can also tell that they riffed a lot,
Yeah,
like improv. Like,
Uh-huh.
And they're
they got
like,
the
especially-
funniest motherfuckers around.
Right. So when they
start
started seeing, they're like, hey, they just start riffing, they start talking, and like the pauses and you could just tell, like it's the way Shane tells comedy. So I'm
Yep.
like, oh, this is all just improv.
Yep.
They're just like,
and
yo.
the way it's cut and the edits. I mean, it's just good, and you can tell they're having fun. Like I'd love to
and
see the
they're acting,
bloopers.
they're doing good act. Like
Yeah.
the acting's good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Second
like
season was
Shane's
good.
just being Shane, but I'm saying like
yeah, true. Stavi's kind of Stavi.
Stavi's kind of Stavi. The Stavi's. I feel like
No, he's not.
He's just a dick.
Yeah, and he's also wet.
But I
not
feel
as
like that's the
sloppy in real life.
easiest
Yeah.
person to play. Just absolutely mean to everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second season better than the first. My girl's not even like big on the comedy scene. She didn't know who Shane Gillis was. She didn't know who
She
Andrew
thought it was
Schultz
funny?
and she's like laughing, thinks it's
Good.
funny.
It's funny.
So that was like my barometer.
Did you
Like,
watch Bad Thoughts?
No, but I heard about it. And I
Did you
heard-
watch Bad Thoughts?
Every
Tom Segura's new show?
No.
I heard it's like Black Mirror, but for like horrible thoughts. And they can't believe some of the sketches you got away with. Is it that bad or no?
I don't know who said it's like Black Mirror. I mean, not who. It doesn't matter who. I'm just thinking like it's not like Black
Because
Mirror.
I guess because it takes you to another world.
Sure, they're like standalone episodes, and some of them could be like no, but it's basically it's a high dollar, high production sketch comedy show for Tom Segura's Bad Thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
There's stuff in there that so there's another thing that I think it's some confusion about, like just because it's dirty or dark doesn't mean it's funny.
Right.
You know, and that's a confusion.
Edgy.
Yeah, it's like there's
Corny. It's like edgy too much.
Yeah,
corny.
where it's corny, right? It's like, okay, and this person's like shitting their pants
It's
a
like,
lot.
It's like like when you're middle
14?
school, middle school humor.
Yep,
You know what I
exactly,
mean? Like,
exactly.
oh, it's funny because it's taboo, but as you get
Yes.
older, you're like,
Right. Now we all had that little 14-year-old in us, but
Right.
let's make it more of, you know what I mean?
Right.
I thought overall it was good to have something like that out, to have this project that most people would be like clutching their pearls at. You know, it's definitely like people hit me up about it like, Justin, you would love this. You know, it's like I didn't love it. I didn't think it was very funny, but I thought it was worth watching. It was interesting enough to worth watching. To me, it was like, what's going to happen next? You know?
Okay.
If you want Justin to you have to just say, here's this, Justin. Soon as you put an expectation, this is good. This is great. This might have been the best movie I've seen this year. It's already ruined.
Yeah.
Justin, here's this.
Yep.
That's
you can't
what you
set my
gotta do.
expectations.
You can't
lead the
expectations.
witness.
When I saw Sinners, everyone asked me because I saw Sinners on a whim. Never saw a trailer. Never saw anything.
I watched it.
Wanted to go to the movies on Thursday. Oh, this is Michael B. Jordan. I've heard a little bit about it. Didn't know it was about I mean, I didn't know nothing. And I was like, wow, this is good. When everyone asked me what I thought about it, I'd be like, just go see it. By the time the internet got a hold of it and everybody went to go see it and they blew it up, I was like, oh, well, everyone's going to hate it now. Because as soon as you say, this is the best, this is the pinnacle, and then merch, like Complex and all these places
The
get a
social
hold of,
commentary.
like, again, the algorithm says this is what people are talking about.
Want to get people mad? Want to stoke some things up?
And they just start throwing it or saying this is the best thing ever.
I thought the movie was okay. I'll say this. I thought it was good. My problem is I didn't get to watch it as soon as you mentioned it. It was after I heard the hype.
Yeah.
So
they
the
ruined
hype,
it.
yeah,
Because you'll never live up to the hype, and they hyped it.
Well, and that's one of those movies where it's like two different movies.
Mm-hmm.
And so seeing it and not knowing really what you're getting into, that's best case scenario for that movie. Because you're just like, oh shit, this just really ramped up.
I knew it was like scary movie, and I knew there was going to be some sci-fi involved. But me, I loved it because I'm big on world building. So they built this world.
Definitely.
Twice.
It's a
in one
timepiece.
movie.
Right.
They built this world twice. They built this world where you think it's one thing.
Twice because there's twins?
Twice because it just, the second act of the movie is just something different.
Yeah.
Now it's like a room, but it's still a world of like, oh, this is totally different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they built this world, which I was intrigued in, the town and like how people interacted and like
and that time
who worked for the mob and how people like, I like shit. Like that's my favorite part. I always say
you're put into that period.
My favorite Harry Potter movies are like the first 2 or 3 because everything is new. You don't know what's going on. These kids are like running around this
build
town,
this new world.
you're learning.
It's novel.
Yes, same thing with like Dune. Like I love those movies because it's like I don't know anything about anything.
They get to construct the entire world.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good. You see Talk to Me a couple years ago?
The scary movie.
Yeah, with the hand.
No, but was that great?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I heard that was one of those scary movies that people were like, "Oh, this is a good scary movie." Scary movies are hard.
I was gonna say
They're
that, man.
so
and
hard.
there's so many different subcategories, right? There's like the gore ones, there's the jarring ones, there's the sadistic, twisted ones. There's like the psychological, like there's all these different ones. I think they did a really good job there with things like. I thought it was good. I think
I gotta check it out because I've heard a lot of good things about that and Parasite.
Oh, I haven't watched Parasite.
I heard Parasite.
Yeah, you
and
said
that
was good. That's a Korean joint.
That's a Korean joint.
That won awards and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
The Talk to Me one's from Australia. The people are like based in Australia. It does something to catch your attention pretty quick, and then it's really good at like having. There's moments in it that are like, oh fuck, you know, but not a lot. That's what's interesting, but I think that's important.
Is it like a thrill? Does it give you like thriller, like anxiety vibes? Like you know something's coming, and then like what's the vibe of the movie?
Yeah. There's basically like, you know, I mean, the plot of the movie is basically there's this hand, and allegedly if you like hold on to this hand and say a certain thing, like these spirits will come and shit, like, and so that's like the gist of it. So you know, it's very like anticipation thriller when someone's about to do it, you don't know what's gonna happen, but then like the thing will happen or whatever goes on, and then it'll stop, and then like it's interesting what they do with the peaks and valleys energetically. You know,
It's kind of like that movie Smile.
I never saw it. It's about the dentist, the crazy dentist that was cutting people's teeth out or something.
No, it's a movie about same type of thing, a demon that was like if you saw the demon, made eye contact with it, then it was like embedded in like your brain and your psyche. So like the movie basically you wouldn't know what was real and what was this demon fucking with you. And then the give sometimes would just be like this creepy ass smile that the person did. So you're walking in a crowd and you're like looking and someone's got that fucking smile and you're like, what the fuck? And then the camera pans back. Or it might not even alert. You might see it, but the person on the screen might not. So like even there's like a breaking the fifth wall type shit where the person that's smiling is behind the person that's talking. And you see it as like the viewer and the person don't. So it's like one of those movies. Again, it's like a scary movie is like, it just gets corny to me sometimes. And then it's like, this isn't scary. Like this is cheesy.
Right.
But I get more into like, I see what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
You know
I like
mean?
this because it's not over the top gory. There's certain scenes where, and they're unsettling, right? To where they make you go like, because the noise they do too, they do this, like they do a good sound and the noise. And
I'll tell you that it's a Channing Tatum movie, which you wouldn't think.
The director, Magic Mike, I've seen it. I watch it like every night.
It's the most blink twice.
Blink
that movie
twice?
Disturbed me. It's been
like
a
to
while
hear
since I've been disturbed. That
Really?
movie disturbed me.
I'm sign me up. Where you watch that at? Who knows? I'll look it up.
It's
I didn't know
out
you've seen it
there.
recently.
It's disturbing.
Blink twice.
It's on Amazon, I think.
Blink twice. I'll check it
Blink
out.
twice.
The people who did talk to me have a new
Because of the twist of you don't think it's this type of movie, and then when it happens, you're like, oh, what the fuck?
That type.
That type.
They the guys who did talk to me came out with a new movie that is supposed to be even more twisted than that one, or like better, like critically acclaimed. That's in theaters now. It's called Left Her Behind or Leave Her Behind or something, or Bring Her Back, something like that. But I'd like to go see it.
Here's my problem with scary movies. I am still a pussy.
Oh yeah.
So so when they're bad, I'm almost kind of relieved because if they are good,
Yeah.
then I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, oh, this is cheesy. Like I'm asleep well.
Yeah, thank God.
I
it's
ain't got to put
cheesy.
on a cartoon for it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about it. It's like, obviously, we're all grown, but my subconscious, I already wake up screaming sometimes from like
I know.
So, you know what else is funny about that? I have a tenant. Just imagine being like, imagine my tenant has her boyfriend over, right? And I wake up screaming my lungs out because I do that sometimes, right? And then imagine this guy's here and he's like, "What the fuck is that?" She's like, "Yeah, he just does that sometimes." Like, oh yeah, it's cheap rent, but once a month, he just will wake up from him screaming like someone's attacking him. He'll no big deal, he's fine.
Yeah, he does that.
It's just gotta be so. Like I've said that too. If it wasn't, it's fun. It's comical because of how bizarre it is, and I can't really remember what's going on in them. So it's like dream world.
Right.
But yeah.
Did you ever watch that guy Car World thing I sent you?
The what?
Car World thing.
I don't know what you're saying.
Car World.
The
guy got abducted by cars and had sex with them, and became their supreme leader, and then came back to Earth and spread the word of Car World.
But what was it? It's a real person?
Channel 5. They did a whole interview, and Andrew's
I
like,
started watching
"You're
some
just."
of it.
At one point, he's like, starts laughing. The guy gets real serious. He's like, "What? Is something funny?" He goes, "No, I'm sorry. I just can't believe what you're telling me."
I just can't believe you said it directly.
The guy was just so bizarre, but also, smart.
Had
like
conviction
smart.
and
had
smart.
conviction. Was
Mhm.
smart. Was preaching about. So he faked his. He faked his imprisonment. He did this whole thing where he acted like he had a phone in prison.
In a real prison.
In a real prison, and had.
When you said imprisonment, I thought you meant like
No, he was in a prison and had like. And it became like a lore of like people he fucked with, people that didn't fuck with him in prison, and
damn, he had stories and shit.
And people really believed he was locked up. But that was after the Car World thing, because he got locked up for like stealing someone's Jewish Israel flag or something like that.
So you don't think that you just stealing our time?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
But I'm not putting it past him.
I'm gonna put it in the maybe.
Put
I'll put it in my maybe theories.
Put it in the maybe. I do think they have a lot of politicians. I think the
Don't even get into it. People with the anti-Semitism, like the percentages of Jewish people.
But that's not fair. Being critical of the Israeli government is not being critical.
No,
of
you
Jews.
mean you hate Jewish people. Come on,
No.
brother. If
Being
you-
critical of that government doesn't mean you hate Jews.
Yes, it does.
I guess we do that too.
What do you? It's 2025.
Fucking liberals
This
want to
is-
destroy America because they don't think like me.
Yep.
I guess.
What
you're
I
right.
say on Facebook about the
ice
the
raids?
racial things or
The
not
ice-
the
I-
ice thing.
ice
I
raids.
said if I call it a riot, I'm a racist,
Mhm.
xenophobe. If I say that it's a protest, I want to open my door to the immigrants and have them rape my family, right? Those are like the two options
Yeah.
online. Did you see someone wrote on there? Those are pretty extreme, but hey, they're your opinions. Someone wrote that, and I wanted to comment.
Oh, you
These
don't-
aren't my opinions. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to comment, like, this. My point was in, like,
adult-
pointing
that
out
was an
the
adult
extreme.
that comment too.
And a full-grown adult was
Adult.
like, I wouldn't say I agree, but
And
hey,
he
it's
went-
your opinion.
And he went and showed his coworkers. Look at this fucking guy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Look at this guy thinks. And
Yeah,
it's like
the
you
same shit
thought
we do.
that
When
I-
he says he fucking screenshot it, sent it in the group text. With this
Dude,
fucking
how
guy.
about the one I showed you yesterday with the hashtags?
Yeah.
Bro, we don't have to get too into it. Mike, I
You
showed
see,
you
you follow
too.
him too, right?
Yes.
He is like people that are going through it on Facebook. Don't stop. But I just get so confused that like you're like, this is my diary. Like you need
Well,
to
that's
know.
what I was saying to him. I'm like, what's the goal here? They're just
Yeah.
trying to publicly drag their partner and get sympathy and attention. But the fact that you wrote this huge, heartfelt thing about your family falling apart, right? About these really deep things. And at the end of it, you do hashtag for you page. Bro, hashtag for you page is next level. That's crazy work. Hey, I haven't eaten in 4 days. My kid's hungry. Hashtag like wacky Wednesday. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I just
bro?
got home from I
Give
just
me
got
one.
home from work. My family's not here. Hashtag Taco Tuesday. Like
Guess it's Taco Tuesday.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah. Fuck, Woman Crush Wednesday, the girl who left me and killed my children. Like, Jesus Christ,
No,
man.
Woman Crush Wednesday. I'm staring over my crush's bed right now.
Yeah. This doesn't violate the restraining order. She doesn't know I'm here. It's like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. The internet it's like fair. It's like it's almost if the less you share, the more mysterious people think you are, and you're just like no, I don't.
There's nothing mysterious about.
Don't make me feel bad because you don't know what the front of my house looks like.
Yeah.
Because when I moved in, I didn't take a picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
I got a
where
car.
every
You didn't
single
see
thing.
it. I'm not being mysterious.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah, I seen this thing where this guy got a vehicle he really loved, and then it, like something bad happened to it, and he had to like do a post about it. Like he had to let people know that were like following the car. It's like you feel like you have to keep updating
Yeah.
people. So
No,
it's like,
at some point I get it too, and I
Yes.
also get the girls that are like trying to get rich off of it.
fuck yeah.
But it's the come up is just so hard to watch.
Mm,
You know, like
That's
what's-
true.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
cringy because it's
Yeah,
like I
you-
know who you are.
yeah,
Why are you doing that TikTok dance? Stop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this?
but when they hit it and blow up,
But
it
when
don't
they,
matter.
I get it, yeah. And then
Mhm.
because you see the successful ones, you don't think twice about, hey, the person that grew up in their neighborhood watched them.
And thinks they're corny.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're only making about 150,000 an episode right now. I'm thinking by the end of 2026, end of 27, we'll be in the 1 to 2 million range probably.
Nice. You should keep the same setup.
Yeah,
When you blow up.
definitely. This is basically as high tech as it gets. This setup here.
I mean, honestly, it's fucking 100 degrees outside, and I'm pretty
it's
comfortable.
only 90 in here, so not
I mean,
bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Next week episode, we're gonna teach you guys how to make a bomb. We're gonna teach you guys how to make an actual functional bomb. Do you guys remember Anarchist Cookbook?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's white people shit, huh?
I mean,
Did you see his face? His face said, "Man, that's white people shit." Yeah, the Anarchist Cookbook was like a early internet conglomerate of.
I remember Faces of Death.
Okay, yeah, same era. Is early internet era, basically Wild Wild
E-Bomb's
West.
World there.
Wild Wild West, Rotten.com era, the Wild Wild West of the internet. But they had a list of bombs you could make. You know, it's an Anarchist Cookbook. You could just household kitchen stuff. You could make stuff. I remember we made a smoke bomb in my friend's kitchen.
So
Made
you were
napalm.
just always doomed.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
You were just always
I mean, I didn't come out of the womb molested, but there's been things that have happened. I'm not there's cause correlation. I'm not
I
sure.
just wonder, like, there's a lot of other people who have been molested. They didn't make bombs.
Yeah, no, I could have made the bombs regardless.
That's what I'm saying.
I may not even been
the
molested.
bombs was.
I may have made up
it's
the
a
whole
It was a
molestation.
canon level event.
I needed
no
a
matter
reason.
what happened,
Yeah,
it's like no matter what, Peter Parker was gonna be Spider-Man.
Yes.
No matter what, you were
Yes,
gonna.
I was gonna
you
have
were
this face tattoo no matter what happened to me, trauma or not.
No matter what.
Yeah.
You're down that road.
Yeah, I didn't even get molested. I just really wanted to.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Don't molest anybody. Love you guys. support your local politicians, find out where they live, support them, support their families. Never forget, what they've done for you. Najee supports his messages mainly. I'm saying, yeah.
End the podcast.
Yeah, we did. If this doesn't work, I'll kill myself. Damn.